Hey, PTFO podcast here, thinking about a possible rebranding, but fuck, that's for the next episode. I don't know. We just talked about it. But hey, before you even start watching this show or listening, you know, or watching a non-moving screen on YouTube, head over to iTunes. That's the biggest, most important thing for us in the longevity of the show. Head over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review, and we're probably going to read your review, especially if you put something witty on there or something along those lines. But yeah, take it off. Take it on. Take it off.
Jimmy,
what is this, episode 19?
19. We're almost to 20, and you have
19.
our first topic of the day.
I do, but since he went ahead and plugged iTunes, I'm going to read a couple reviews really quick. We'll get that out of the way, and then we can go on with the topic. So we go through the reviews, and they're all 5-star, which is amazing. And we've got one from GingerBoy12. I spend my Sundays and Wednesdays waiting for this wonderful piece of art to come out. I love the podcast since day one. Much love from a Utah redhead. He's probably a Mormon.
Probably.
Let's keep going through here. Dirty Dick Dave. Kyle looks like a homo Dr. Evil. Tell your story already, Kyle. By the way, the reason you're sick is because you've been sucking up 2-inch Colby too much. Holy cow.
Real funny.
Hey, that was a double diss,
funny,
dude. He
dog.
dissed us both in one.
Why don't they put the new reviews up top? I hate having to scroll all
I
the
don't
way
know.
down.
69 Alex 69 says 10 out of 10 would jack off to this again. Then we have Unbelievable Chris 91L19. Jimmy, please stop going to church. What are you even talking
This
about?
nigga's
man?
high, dog.
Yeah. All right. The last one from Bathy Baby 07. You're missing out if you're not listening to this. Not sure why Jimmy blocked me on Twitter, though. I don't think I've ever even tweeted at you before. Huh.
Dope says this podcast should honestly be #1 in the comedy genre. I agree. We're coming for you, Joe Rogan.
One day. We may have some future moves in the works. We
Fuck
don't
off,
know.
Rogan.
We're getting crazy over here.
We have plans. We have a strategy. We'll see if it works. Speaking of strategy, if you guys had to strategize on how to survive a real-life Hunger Games, how would you do it? Because this shit is actually going down. From everything I've seen on this site, I've seen it in multiple places. I don't think it's fake news. I reported on this a couple months ago, and it is a TV show that is set to air in 4 months in Siberia, on a Siberian island, and it is going to be a real-life Hunger Games. They have to sign waivers that basically exalt the company from anything. And they say in here, the owner of this, the millionaire guy that's putting this together, says they will stop for nothing. It will be 2,000 fixed cameras on this 3.5 square whatever island, and anything goes. 24/7 live streams, even in English, and even rape and murder. They will not stop. They do stress that the participants will be liable to the full force of the Russian law for criminal offenses, but they will not stop airing for anything. They don't care if a guy and a girl gets together and they have a baby. The baby's going to be born out there, and hopefully it survives. But they won't stop for murder, fighting, anything. They don't get guns.
I have a really hard time believing this is real.
They do
all.
get knives. Every one of them gets a knife, and apparently this island is brown bear infested. They said that it is completely infested with brown bears, and then there's no limits on sex or anything.
If you're trying to kill people while you're having sex.
I'll tell you how I survived.
You're out here for 9 months. You're out here for 9 months. You get one set of clothes. When you go out, you get a knife, and then you're on your own.
The only way to survive
-50
is to not participate.
And they said it's a short list of 300 applicants, and the internet voters are going to decide who actually gets to take part. I've seen multiple movies like this. Like, I can't remember. I read there was one that had, what's his name? Stone Cold Steve Austin, where he's on like this island and they have to
there's a
survive and
whole
they kill
book
each other.
series on this.
What's it called? Hunger Games?
Yeah. Where the name comes from.
No, man, I ain't trusting
Anyway.
nobody. I'm killing anybody. Why would you have sex with somebody if it's just like Hunger Games? I ain't having sex with nobody because they're going to kill me.
It's only 3.5 square miles of an island, so you're not going to be able to just tuck in a corner and hide. You're going to run across.
I'm confused why you're bringing
They're
up
gonna run
sex.
across
Why
you.
the fuck would anybody be having sex?
Because they wanted to stress that they won't intervene for murder or rape or anything.
How is this even being allowed?
It's in Russia, dude.
So?
Anything goes in Russia, man.
They said that they made them sign a document that they're not liable, that they can still be prosecuted to the full force of Russian law.
You're going to watch this, aren't you, Jimmy?
My question to you guys is, if it's legit and it happens, are you going to tune in?
I signed up to do
it. You've got my attention.
I would definitely watch it until I see someone's brains get stabbed all over my laptop, that I'm turning it off. Actually, no, you know what? I don't know.
You don't think the viewer count's going to go up if that happens?
No, don't get me wrong. I definitely think they would attract more people that way. But that's when I'm probably turning it off, because I'm going to be like, damn, I just watched a dude die.
Right, did you guys ever see the video back during the Iraq War when that video of that guy getting his head chopped off with like a dull knife was out? They made like some school teachers showed that to their students.
Like the Russian guy?
Oh, God.
Oh, I think it was an American who got his head chopped off by some terrorist group, and it was with like a dull knife.
Go watch. You talked about this before about one guy, one jar, and
oh yeah, that's pretty brutal.
But then there's like 3 guys, 1 hammer, which is a pretty fucked up one that I'm just like, oh my god, like that shit changed my life. Like 3 guys, 1 hammer is fucked up. They just found this.
I'm not watching it.
3 Sweden guys just found this Asian guy, and they just got him in the woods, and they had a hammer, and it had a fucking yellow bag on it.
Stop.
Yeah. So then I'm like, what?
Is that part of the Pain Olympics?
Did they get prosecuted for murder?
Yeah, they all got in trouble. But so I'm like, what the fuck? And I was just like skipping through, and then I skipped like towards the end, and they were just like slowly stabbing him in the stomach with a screwdriver, like just super slow. And I'm like seriously still scarred to this day. And like anytime anybody said like any of that shit, I'm like, fuck no, because this, like that shit will fuck up the whole rest of my life.
Have you ever seen the Pain Olympics?
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, when the guy chops his dick off.
I've seen parts of it, but Aaron, my little brother, he lives for that shit. I think he's a dick mutilator though.
Oh, God. Does he listen to the podcast?
He was working for us.
So yeah, you guys would everybody would tune in. Everybody would.
I would dabble. I would see what's going on.
Secretly watch it in the confines of your own little home.
Yeah, I don't know how long it would last. Like Colby said, once someone starts getting their brain smashed in.
Well, it's going to probably be like anything else. You're probably going to attach to people on it. You're going to be like, oh, I want Billy and Sylvia to survive.
Like
run,
that.
Billy, run, Billy.
Nah.
And then he gets eaten by a bear.
Speaking of better TV shows, I put out a tweet the other day that I thought was a genius idea. It was I go on Craigslist, I Airbnb a place here in Seattle, I pimp it out with cameras, I go on Craigslist, I get 20 girls into the house, get my buddy in there as the bachelor, and we show the world what a real life house of 20 girls bachelor style is and how fucking fake this show is. And
oh, that would be such a shit fest.
Oh, I would watch that for sure.
It'd be great,
I
but
bet you half of them wouldn't be in the house after one day.
Oh yeah, my buddy's dick would fall off too because he'd try and bang them all.
I didn't even mean by that. I meant by they wouldn't get along.
It's called Bad Girls Club. If you've ever seen that show.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I remember what's his name, the singer. Every Rose Has Its Thorn guy.
Oh, Brent Michaels.
Heart of Love or something.
Yeah, Brent Michaels.
Rose of Love.
Yeah.
So.
You know what's weird is I used
Rock of Love.
Rock of Love. Yeah. So I used to the first one of those shows I ever saw was the Flava Flav one, and I was like, damn, this is actually pretty entertaining. Like this is good. And then after that one season of Flavor Flav, Flavor of Love, whatever, it just went downhill. Like all these people got their own spin-off shows and stuff, and it was just terrible. Like I remember watching one. It was Chad Ochocinco had a show where he was trying to find love.
Yeah, everybody tries to find love.
You mean find money?
Well, at least they do it. Find money, which segues into the next topic. How much money is enough money?
Look how we did that, like a pro podcast.
Oh, dude, we are
a professional podcast. This is 100% scripted and planned beforehand. All week we plan this.
Every bit of it.
We usually just throw it together in the last 5 minutes.
So how much money is enough money for each of you? Like, how much? Okay, I'll ask this in 2 ways. One way is a lump sum, as in what would you be content with, and the other one would be what would you be content with making a year salary. And I know everybody's going to say, oh, $1 billion, but no. Actually think about it. And what would you be content with without having to work anymore, without having to put thought and effort into going and finding more money? What's your price?
For my lump sum
to do the show or just in general?
Yeah, both. Oh. In general.
In general, if I was getting a lump sum, I'd say probably $5 million.
You think you could live off $5 million?
Oh yeah, dude.
For the rest
put half
of
that
life?
in a retirement account. Just let the interest grow. You'd be all right.
You realize the interest is like shit now. It's not like
not
it
if
was
you put
10
it in
years
like a
ago.
retirement account. You'd be all right.
Okay,
You'd be all right.
$5 million. That's cheap.
That's
No,
super
you
cheap.
can-
So if you
I was going to say,
ahead.
I wouldn't
No,
even
go
sell. I wouldn't sell my Facebook page for $5 million.
I know that's cheap, man. That's super cheap. So you're saying if you hit a scratch off and you hit it for $5 million,
You're telling me you couldn't live off $5 million the rest of your life?
We're going to go into hypothetical world here for a second, Burns. They're not taking any taxes from you. They're not going to punish you for taking the lump sum. You were handed $5 million cash. You would legit be able to comfortably, in your mind, think that you're good till you die.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's not about being able to live.
How could you not live off $5 million? What are you
You
buying?
can live off that, but you can't be doing wild ass, crazy, cool shit for the rest of your life.
No, you can't.
And I'm all about
Why do I
wild
need
ass,
to do
crazy,
wild
cool
ass,
shit.
crazy shit?
Speaking of that, sun's out.
Okay, that's Burns' answer.
So now I have to ask, like, what my yearly salary, like the least, what a comfortable
Well, I
salary
mean, we could
is?
just divide the $5 million, apparently.
Well, how long am I going to live for? I'm
We'll
31
say
right now.
75.
So let me calculator this shit.
That's 45 years, buddy, on $5 million.
Let me do the math.
I'm gonna take that $5
So
million
that's
and go to the casino.
$111,000 a year. I could live off that easily. Get out of my face.
Okay, all right. Colby?
I'll take a non-greedy 10 mil. A little more than
10 mil.
Burns, not as high as I probably could have gone, but yeah, 10 mil.
Okay.
See, I would have
all right.
taken less now that I think about that, because my yearly salary thing was going to be like, oh, 50 grand a year. I could do just fine off that. But
So you'd go off 2.5 million.
yeah, so I guess I can switch that to mine. 2.5 million.
Okay, well, mine's pretty close. I thought about it pretty hard. 250 million.
What?
250 million.
Why?
So quarter
That's
of
mine.
a billion. That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're getting a little greedy there,
Yeah.
Jimmy, though.
I'm not getting greedy at all. I don't want to have to worry about anything.
You won't
The
have to
question
worry
was,
about anything, Ed.
What dollar amount would make you where all your worries are gone?
My worries are gone at $2.5 million. That's $50,000 a year.
No, your fucking worries are gone at 250 million.
I think you're smoking the fucking devil's lettuce, son. What the 250 fucking million? What are you going to be worried about if you have 50 million? Tell me what you'd be fucking worried about.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
dude,
with
I can think of so many business ventures. I'd love to buy a golf course. What's that? Probably 10 or 15 million right off the top.
See, Jimmy, that's why you need more money, because you always got these business ideas. Like, if you handed me $250 million, I ain't doing
You'd be
shit.
that motherfucker
Yeah, but
who
what
gets.
are you
You're
gonna
like
be-
Michael Vick, man. You get 100 mil, and you're like 5 years later, you're like, fuck, I don't know what happened to it, man. Fucking bought a golf course.
Yeah, where did it
bought
go?
a fucking $20 million golf course, man. I don't like.
But I mean, what are you going to do, Burns, with your 2.5? You're just gonna every day you're gonna do the same thing and then go watch your hockey and then come home and I mean, how are you gonna go live? I mean, trips add up. Let's say you want to go to Paris or you want to go to Egypt. That's all 5, 10, 20 grand a pop. That shit starts eating at your money.
So
You
if
don't
I'm
need
making
250
what?
million, though. Why the fuck do you need your own golf course when you can play at any golf course in the world?
Because I want my own golf course.
Why though? That's just more. I thought the money was to just stop, just to do whatever. So you're talking like investment money
to do whatever I want. Go buy my own.
Yeah,
golf
you can't
course.
tell me
Get off my
if
fucking back.
somebody
What's your
rolled up
price?
right, you would fucking do it in a heartbeat. If somebody said, "I'll give you $50 million right now to retire," you would do it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, I'd do it. I'd be a little scared,
Yeah.
but I'd do it.
Why would you be scared? For what reason? $50 million?
Dude, that's the
not enough
salary.
for me. Not enough.
I'm with Burns here, dude. $50 million. Like you're.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot
But
of
what
money.
are you scared for?
Don't
You're like,
get me
I'm
wrong.
scared? What are you scared of? Of what?
Well, what if I want to go buy a supercar that's like 2.5 million?
Well, you
then
got-
I'm
then
down
you
to
got 48
47.5
You still
million.
got equity in that
Just
car.
with one
You're still
car.
good to
Sell
go.
that bitch. for half the price and still be comfortable. I would do it.
You're a money.
I think
Jimmy, you're a money whore.
Me and Colby used to always kind of like. So pretty much, if I didn't have like my Facebook and some other social networks, you know, like it would pretty much, you know, I wouldn't be able to, you know, survive. So we used to always be like hypothetical. You know, what if somebody wanted to buy my Facebook page? You know, we were kind of in like that like $7 to $8 million range, but that's to be like, okay, well, we can start something else with that money, you know. But if to retire, somebody wanted to buy all my shit, I'd probably do it for like 18 million.
Okay. So, like with the Facebook page, what were you thinking in your head? Like were you thinking about 5 years worth of profits, 10 years worth of profits? I mean, or did you have like a calculation of how you got to where you were?
We did a business evaluation like it was on Shark Tank.
Okay, cool.
Kinda.
So 18 million is your number. So we have 2.5, 10, 18, and 250. Okay, I'll admit that's a little greedy. I'll come down to 100 million.
Yeah, but you have other like businesses in mind. You know, that's not like retire.
Absolutely.
But I'm thinking like I thought the question was like retire money for you to be like.
You're just straight up retiring, doing nothing but snowmobiling
like
and
fun
dirt
shit.
biking and.
Yeah, like just taking a month vacation to Aruba and just like.
But you wouldn't do that.
Shit.
You wouldn't do that because you'd have the power of the money. So you'd go to some dirt biking thing in Death Valley, and then you'd get hit up by some dude and say, "Hey, let's start our own dirt biking circuit." And you'd be like, "Fuck yeah, I got the money. Let's go."
That's not fair. You're thinking like you're thinking like business wise. You know, like fuck, I take 250 million. I can start any business I want. That's not the question. You fuck.
All right, so I have a good question. I was gonna save it. I was gonna save this question for later in the show, but it kind of fits well into the money. It's this weird hypothetical question that's been asked on Reddit over and over again. And since Jimmy wants to be a greedy bastard,
that's not being greedy. It's called aspiring.
I'm gonna hit you with this hypothetical situation where you do get this $100 million.
Aspire above.
So you and
I think that's a logo for a business. Go ahead.
All right, so Jimmy. You have been given $100 million.
Take another big fat drink of that drink, Kyle. Go ahead, sorry.
You interrupt me twice, Jimmy.
Gay.
It's gone.
Okay, all right, birds.
All right.
I'm ready.
So you are living with a super intelligent snail. You both have $100 million. And you are also immortal. You will not die. However, the only way you can die is if the snail touches you. This snail always knows where you are, and it is always slowly crawling towards you. What is your plan?
Who comes
Put the
up with
snail in a
shit?
fucking box?
But if you
do that?
touch it, you're dead.
Why would you touch it? Just put a
It's
glass
like
box
what's that
over the
one
snail.
movie? There's a movie on Netflix that was just kind of based upon that, but you don't get $100 million. So what the movie is so it would be like this thing, like some scary thing, you know. So if I had sex with a girl and this girl had this thing, she passes it on to me, and
AIDS?
7 days you die.
No,
That's the
no,
ring.
it's not.
You
It's
watch
not.
the
It's not that. So it's some fucking like demon, basically.
Colby
Some
says
demon
AIDS.
basically just slow walks to you. You know, it's actually exactly like
Okay.
it slow walks to you. If it catches you, you die. So you're always on the run from it. So your goal is to fuck somebody else, and it passes it on to them. This is an actual movie. It's a really good movie, and so that's like the same thing. And you know,
But the snail, the snail is snail pace, right?
It's,
Like
it's super
slow.
intelligent though, so it's not, by putting a jar
Okay,
over it,
so-
it's not going to stop it.
oh, okay.
Let me throw out some ideas here.
How the fuck's it not going to stop it? You can be as smart as you want if you don't have hands and thumbs
gonna
and shit
chew
to move
right
the
through
jar.
it.
It's going to
So-
chew through. Okay.
Let's just, instead of the snail, let's use Kyle's monster analogy because I like that more. So let's say this monster dude, so he always travels the same slow speed,
Yeah,
right?
it's just walking.
Yeah.
Just walking. I mean, you can speed up by like getting in a car.
Yeah, no. So
or
some
does
of
he
these
get in a
people would
car?
move, like, go, you know, across the state, and it would just,
Okay.
it would eventually get to them, you know.
Okay.
So are you stuck in this house with the snail, or can you leave?
Well, we're going with the monster analogy.
Yeah, monster.
No.
Yeah.
I'm on the snail. Are you stuck in the house for the $100 million? Because if you're stuck in the house, there's no point in having the money.
Well, we're gonna go with Kyle's monster.
Well, okay. Well,
works
the
better.
snail's that's dumb then, because if you're not stuck in the house with the snail, you just fucking move states, and the snail will
just
go
do
get
the math.
The scientific, get the scientific mathematical equation of how long it takes a snail. But then again, Burns will say it's a fucking smart snail, so he'll make a rocket pack or something and fly to you.
Like fucking Gary on SpongeBob.
So if it's a
smart.
monster, you do the same thing. You hit this shit with science. You find out what the pace of the monster is, and then you can say, okay, hypothetically, the monster can walk 100 miles in 1 month. So you just have to keep moving. You got $100 million, so just every month, move 100
Dude, if
miles.
you can't
or
go
more.
have sex in 1 month with some random stranger,
Oh yeah,
you
I forgot
deserve
that's
to get
something.
you
Yeah,
deserve
Jimmy,
to
you
get
have
eaten
to-
by
Oh,
the
wait,
monster.
wait. So,
Go
but
behind
that's
Ashley's
the
back
ticket
and-
in this movie. So
That's murder, though. Isn't that potential murder? Aren't you?
good luck
kind
explaining
of-
that though to somebody. But the catch is that other
I'm talking
people,
about your fucking conscience,
other people
man.
can't see the well. What do you do though? So yeah, that's what happens. This dude has sex with a girl, and the monster fucking followed her forever. But other people couldn't see it, and so what happens? So say I had it first, and I had sex with Rachel, and then now Rachel has it. But if Rachel gets killed, it goes back to me. You know?
Oh shit! So you got to get one ahead of it.
so,
You got to
like-
make sure that the person that you bang has sex.
Yeah. So that's actually.
So they're promoting you to go like have. Oh no, it wouldn't be you having sex with a bunch of people. You would have to make sure that each other person.
I would just kill myself because that would just be so stressful for your whole life. Because it's like
You got to find
like,
a
is
law.
this-
You just got to hit up.
You can beat the slow walking monster.
You just got to hit up a really big orgy when you have the bug, and then just pass the bug and make sure everyone else is having sex. So you're like 9 or 10 ahead of it, and just hope.
if you
and
just
pray.
had a.
You have $100 million. Create like a hover city where
No,
you're just in the
I
air
don't think
and
it
the monster
works like
can't get
that.
to you.
You can't. That's cheating. But you would just have a
Jimmy's trying to use all
cycle.
these
You would just
cheating.
have 5 homes in separate areas in the world. And you say, okay, you do the math. I could live here for a month. And then I got to go to my other house.
Yeah. This comes down to math and science on the snail or on the walking.
The walking
enough speed
what if the snail fucks the monster? And then we.
Oh, now we're just hypothetically fucked, man.
All right. So we have a description. We have a topic list that we loosely go off of on this show. And when I say loosely, I mean super loose. And it says, we've joked about heroin on this show, but what drugs have you done? And then it says, I have a funny story. And I believe Burns
Yeah, that's mine.
wrote this. So I've done absolutely nothing. Like nothing.
Not even marijuana?
You never
Nope.
even took a hit?
Not even a cigarette?
Never. Okay, a cigarette when I was like 10, we stole a pack and I smoked one in a tree, and then I was like, that's disgusting. I mean, if you call cigars, I have maybe a cigar.
We're
once
talking
every
about
2
like
years.
recreational drugs that fuck
Yeah,
you
the
up.
cigars
Nope.
don't count. No cigars.
Nope.
I think we need to go to Vegas and get this dude fucked up.
All right. Go, Birds.
Get
Nothing.
lit. Mine's not too crazy.
I haven't done any like
Mine's-
super hard drugs. Like marijuana is like the only thing I've ever really done. But have you guys ever heard of the drug salvia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a legal drug, and apparently it's supposed to be like a hallucinogen. And when I was 19, we heard about this. We're like, oh, we should try this. It's legal. We can't get in trouble for this. And it was super expensive at the smoke shop near us, but we found a place in St. Paul where it was super cheap. So we drove all the way down there, and it came in like this big bag, and it was like leaves. And we're like, okay, I guess we just, crumble the leaves up and smoke them. So we went back to the townhouse we were staying at, and we made a pipe out of tinfoil. So this is
What the
really
fuck?
poor and ghetto. We didn't have anything to smoke it out of, so we just made a tinfoil pipe, and we crumpled the leaves up, and this shit burned so bad. It was basically like nuking your lungs in one hit. It was absolutely terrible, and it wasn't.
Well, the tinfoil probably didn't help.
Yeah, the tinfoil probably
keep
didn't help
going.
it, but nothing happened. We're like, oh, I'm not feeling anything. This is just pointless. It's just destroying
Oh,
my lungs for no
no.
reason. And so
Don't
we
tell
looked
me
it
you
up.
hit it again.
No, well, we tried it,
Oh.
a couple different times. We're like, trying to see if you got to smoke more of it. And so we looked it up online, and there's like different sorts of salvia. And the kind that we had, we're like, oh, Yeah, we're supposed to boil these leaves and eat them. They're not supposed to smoke them. We're just...
So you wasted all that time and money?
Yeah.
I watched
How much money did you waste?
Oh, it was only like, I think it was like $50 for that bag.
So it's a cheap drug.
Yeah, it's a cheap drug. Yeah.
I've never done salvia because the dude, same story. It's synthetic marijuana. It's legal, and this dude who like never smokes, he hits it, does the nothing really hit me, hits it again. Next, I swear on my life, like you know when people do like the like those kind of like weird laughs.
Yeah.
He was doing that, and he was just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, who are you guys? Whoa! And he was like falling all over the place, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Like, fuck that. And then like within a minute, it was like a snap went off, and he was like, "What's up, guys?" We're like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, hello, like, do you remember? He's like, I don't remember any of that. We're like, yeah, why is this legal, dude? This is sketchy as shit.
Fuck. Jimmy, have you ever wanted to do any drugs?
No, not really.
If you could, with no consequences, what would you try?
Like no consequences, health-wise, addiction-wise, anything?
Yeah, you wouldn't get addicted or anything like that.
Molly for sure, 100%. That's my answer.
Probably cocaine, just from all the movies. Because there's some really funny comedy movies where they're like taking cocaine and they just
Jimmy, you gotta hit that. You gotta hit that cue ball of coke.
Yeah, the cue ball.
Yep.
You wouldn't go for heroin like we've been talking about?
I don't even know what heroin is.
Remember I told you the first time you inject it, it's like your best orgasm times 1,000.
Oh, yeah. See, you talk like you really know what you're talking about with all this shit.
That is just from
I honestly,
a movie. I don't know if it's true or not.
I picture, I've never been to your house, and I just have this gut feeling it's like a Breaking Bad type scene in there, and you've got just shit everywhere, and you don't want anybody to know.
No way, he paid for cleaners the other day. No one pays for cleaners.
Colby, put your fingers up. He paid for cleaners the other day.
That's disposing a body.
Do you want me to take a picture of my living room for you?
Well, sure, you're going to doctor it up. That doesn't mean shit. That doesn't. I think.
Fake news.
Honestly, if I was to guess, if you had a secret life, Burns, I would say you're a coke dealer.
No fucking.
Yeah, what have you been doing the last couple of years?
Boring person ever.
We get this question all the time, Burns.
Yeah, I've just been dealing coke out of my apartment.
Dealing coke and playing hockey.
2 balls of coke, man.
Yeah, you guys know that's what it is. He goes to those summer leagues and those recreational ones, and he deals that shit on the side.
Jesus Christ.
That's how he levels up. Let me answer the question. The question for me was kind of a mistake, but I OD'd on, not OD'd like died. I took more than I was supposed to. Overdose of the dosage of cough syrup. Like the promethazine, whatever. And I took it, but then I got like, oh, this isn't doing anything. So like an hour later, I took it again, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna die.
Speaking of that, what's that Cloud9 syrup shit I see all over Twitter?
That's like that. It's just It's like they found a way to make the promethazine that like Lil Wayne always raps about. Like, oh yeah, drop a 4 in the 40, and now I'm drinking like dirty Sprite. They found a way to make it
purple
like
drink.
Yeah,
right? It's like codeine and Sprite or something like that.
Yeah, and they found a way to make it where it doesn't have like the stuff that makes it a drug, like makes it. I don't know how to explain it. But
so is it completely placebo? Is it like in your head if it doesn't have the shit that it's supposed to have to give you the effect?
I don't.
It's like a sugar pill.
I don't know how you can tell me that like, oh no, this is legal, but it doesn't have the active ingredient that makes it like
that's called placebo. Yeah. That's called sugar water. Or sugar pills.
And they're selling it all over fucking Twitter.
Yeah, you just want to believe it's real. I mean, oh yeah, I took it, I got all fucked up. Yeah. Do you guys think the government taps your cell phones? Do you think the government reads your emails and shit?
Like,
no.
Are they
not
capable?
Mine,
yeah,
but yeah.
Do they? No. People are fucking gay about all that stuff, by the way.
How
I watched
boring
a video
would
today. The Alexa, you know those home things that tell you all kinds of shit? Did you guys see the one on Twitch? Where the two Google Home things were talking back and forth infinitely, like they kept going.
Are you going about the CIA thing?
Yes. So I watched that video today, and it was a lady on her Alexa, and she asked it about the CIA. It answered her. It answered every question she had, and then when she said, "Alexa, do you work for the CIA?" it turned off, and then it refused to answer the question. So then I went and did a little research, and apparently there's like people saying that they can get in through the firmware on your smart TVs and all that shit now as well. And I thought it'd be just a cool topic to see if you guys think that shit's real or...
How boring would that job be if you were the guy that had to listen to everyday people's conversations? Oh, that'd
It's
be
not like...
fucking
I don't think it'd be
terrible.
like that anymore. I think you'd have literally server processors that just process massive amounts of data and just pull out key context.
The listening to your
words
TV sounds like
phrases.
a scheme to target you with ads that are
target
relevant.
you with advertising.
So if it was if the CIA and stuff was doing that, like, who gives a fuck? Like, okay, maybe if you
don't have anything to hide, don't worry about it.
When they say they're like, so the average Facebook mom, like cunt Facebook mom, like when she reads that, she's like, oh my gosh, like they're intruding. What they're fucking doing is looking for like bad people, you know, using it to fucking, you know, if somebody's a possible terrorist, like terrorists probably say these certain keywords and their shit's listening. When these keywords all add up, they're like, okay, maybe we'll look into this person a little bit more, you know, like in kind of, so if I said like terror, like I'm going to fucking I'm going to go blow up the White House next week with the bomb that I made from Allah Hakazam, you know, like, so if something in this room just picked up on that, right? Then they'll be like, oh shit, we gotta look into this guy. So they look into me and they're like, wait, he's just this fucking average ass white guy, you know? Then they're like, next, like move on, you know? It's like all these Facebook cunt moms are just like they blow it completely out of proportion when really they have this shit, like stuff out here to try and protect us. You know, they're looking for these bad apples. They're looking for like, you always see like, you see usually when something like some sort of attack or something happens, you know, people are like, how did this person get to this position to be able to, you know, put this attack on? Like that one dude that shot up all his like employees or something, like all his coworkers or whatever. Like they're looking into people.
Sam Bernardino,
they're looking
whatever.
to find like specifics, like how can we find the next fucking nobody that's going to do that, you know? So like, who cares if they're listening in on you? Like even just like ad targets and stuff like that. I'll talk about NyQuil. Like, hey, I need some ZQuil to sleep tonight or something. And it fucking, the next thing I do when I'm scrolling through Facebook is I get an ad. Well, no shit. I showed interest in ZQuil. Why can't I get an ad based off that, you know? And like people just, it bugs the shit out of me because they have this shit, like they're intruding. People act like they're fucking coming up to your door and intruding into your life when at the end of the day, it's to protect you and fellow Americans. But hey, fuck them. They're just Facebook cunt moms.
So
yeah,
so you consider
100%
that
agree.
You consider that the price of freedom.
We're
right?
still free as fuck. I mean, what?
Yeah,
that's the price of freedom is that we should be okay if them going through personal stuff if they're doing it in the name of protecting from terror or bad people. That's the cost.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do you even
The
think
cost
about
of
it though
freedom.
during your everyday life? I think people only really think about it when they read the articles. I never have once
No, I
stopped
don't.
my
I
day
just
and been
thought
like,
about
I
it when I saw the
wonder
video.
if they're listening to me right now. Like, doesn't interrupt my day at all.
They're not listening to you
So,
though, because you're just the average ass person, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you get to a point where you're paranoid about it, then you maybe you have something to hide, and
that's
there's a reason you don't want them listening to you.
That was my exact point. Is I always agree with like with the mom thing. Like the people who complain are the ones who shouldn't have anything to hide anyway. They're just like complaining to hear themselves complain. But you got to think like there's so much stuff we don't know about that people have intercepted and like stopped that they just can't tell us.
Yeah, exactly.
That, again, like who's kept us safe. Like for example, like there probably was someone that could have been a terrorist and they found the plan and they went and, you know, busted his door down and arrested him, and that didn't make news because they don't want copycats and shit like that. But we don't hear about those stories. We just hear about the dumbass people complaining like, oh, they're going to hear me talking to my grandma about her recipe. Like, fuck off, nerds. Like when I lived in Utah, I was 10 miles from the NSA secret base that's no longer a secret. And I never even was like, oh, fuck, they're going to hear me say ISIS on the phone. I'm going to get the people here. Like, they don't care about you. You're not doing anything bad.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Fucking
I got
dick.
a shitload of stuff in here. I got hey, Xbox, fuck you. You know, who cares if somebody's listening to me through that? I don't care. You know, even when they do, so when somebody is listening to you, say through your Xbox or something like that, it's normally to make the platform better. Like they're not listening to you or seeing what you're doing to fucking like make the platform worse, you know? Like Facebook wants to put.
I agree. Actually, I think we all kind of
Facebook
agree.
wants to put in front of your face what you're interested in. They don't want to be like,
Jimmy, disagree with him so we have something to argue about.
I seriously, I agree with him. I mean, I don't really. I mean, I guess maybe there'd come a point if they were abusing it. I'm trying to think of a way they would abuse it for a certain purpose, which I'm sure there is. It's the government. I'm sure there's other agendas, but I can't come up with one to argue.
Do you think there's any like perverts at the NSA or hacking people's webcams hoping to catch some people
that just
sex?
gets on a personal level of if you have some fucked up apples or in your bunch or whatever, but I don't think
that reminds me of people watching. We talked about a Black Mirror episode back in episode 1. This was the craziest one. So there's this kid, and he works at a restaurant, and he comes home late one night, and he's seeing some kind of like erotic stuff on his TV. So he goes up to his laptop computer, and he rubs one out to some internet porn, right? And people were watching him, not the government, just some people that hacked into his webcam, and they made him do all this crazy shit to not release the video, including, at the end, fighting someone to the death. And the reason that he was in the whole episode, you're like, why is this guy going to such efforts? You know, like Kyle said, I don't give a shit if you're watching me. And he had been looking at child porn.
no.
So that's.
I think there was a Black Mirror episode. I didn't make it all the way through, but it was this like man thing where you wore these contacts and then you had like a wingman in your ear that was helping you on dates.
That was White Christmas. That's like one of the craziest episodes.
Yeah, so,
and then remember, like, did you get to the part where the guy was like, the woman totally misinterprets what that guy's talking about, and she thinks that he wants to. She thinks that he wants to kill himself too, and so they kill each other together.
That shit was crazy. The guy's like, "Turn it off, guys. We're done."
Yeah, that episode's really long. That's not really the main point of that whole episode, but.
If you watch like people like Casey Neistat, Zuckerberg, like other people, like you'll see when they ever show their laptops, they always have the webcam covered. Even Zuckerberg does it.
Yeah, I cover mine. I don't want people watching.
Why?
Because I don't want people watching me.
Why?
No reason.
I thought we just got done saying it didn't matter.
Yeah, but you know.
Huh?
Jimmy, you gotta
I know why. Because you have a fucking coke lab in your apartment.
No, I don't. Jimmy, you gotta leave your laptop on in your bedroom.
I use the laptop. I don't cover the camera. All they're gonna see is my ugly face.
What I usually do if I do something, like pick my nose and eat it or something, and the camera's on me, I'm like, then I just look in the camera and smile. So then if it does come out, it's like, oh, he was just fucking with them.
Have any of you ever worked? Have any of you ever worked food service and you did something bad to somebody's food?
No, I haven't.
You've never worked, or what's that show where they're at the shenanigans
restaurant?
Waiting. Yeah. None of you have ever done anything like that.
No.
Why? You? Bullshit.
No, I was just wondering.
I think that's a little too fucked up. I couldn't do that.
You guys talk about shenanigans, right? You guys talking about shenanigans?
Have you heard about bartenders? Bartenders that like they'll stir the drink with their penis and shit.
That's a little much.
Oh, just the tip?
No, not just the tip.
My friend's wife used to be one of those the hostess in Vegas. Then you can drink when you're a waitress or hostess, whatever. And she would have them fill up her shots with like orange juice and a splash of cranberry juice, so it looked like a shot. And she would take she would just take all the $16. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. So they would buy.
Shit.
Yeah, so they would buy her a shot.
There was no liquor cost coming out.
Yeah. So they would give her both. So they would buy her a shot, and she'd be like, "I'll just take it as a tip." So then they would just mark it down as they bought a shot, but they gave her all the money, and she took a shot of like orange juice.
And they didn't use any liquor.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Orange juice. Fucking thief. Still a thief. I don't care how you look at it. If you're the owner operator of that establishment, she's a fucking thief.
Yep, exactly. Scams, Vegas scams.
Man. All right, well,
Colby,
we already did the hypothetical question. We've got 20 minutes to talk about Colby's question and life advice.
Oh, wait, did you get my topic about throwing people under the bus?
I don't even know where you wanted to go with that, but go ahead and go with it.
I'll only take 1 second, but it was crazy because, so I've been following these dudes who have a podcast, and they're like gaming stuff, and they've been doing it for two years now. And they have a guy who, in this example, we'll call Kyle, because this is exactly something Kyle would do. He made a joke on Women's Day. No, it's more of a positive, because you wouldn't do this. You would do the same thing, like you wouldn't be a bitch. So this guy, he makes a joke that's like, a day of silence, and then it was hashtag International Women's Day. And it got like a shit ton of retweets and stuff, because they're pretty popular. So then what happens after that is the other three dudes, one of the dudes writes up this huge long notepad thing being like, we don't support this, blah, 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 da, 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 like we know women are important, this and that, like notepad, screenshot, tweets it out, and the other two guys retweet it. Literally just throwing this fourth guy, who's their, I guess, best friend for 10 years, under the bus for making a joke on fucking Twitter. And I was just wondering what it would take for you guys to throw somebody under the bus. But isn't that just kind of like not only fucked up, but like stupid? And then so their video came out on YouTube, and it made like 10 times more dislikes than likes, and everyone was like, you guys are a bunch of scummy friends, like fuck you.
So it was all based off the whole women thing?
Yeah, and he made a joke that said, like, he wrote period, a day of silence, and it was hashtag International Women's Day. And he's a jokester, dude. Like,
so he's just making a joke.
And so the other dudes came out like all serious, like, oh, we're sorry, we don't support this.
Yeah,
fuck
and the
all.
huge
They're all
long like thing.
Did the first dude apologize?
Hell no, he stood his ground.
Dude. I like that guy.
Well, I'll give you two examples. One, what if it's not done on purpose? Because I threw Burns under the bus. I put his personal information out to like 100,000 people one time.
Yeah, you did.
No, that wasn't with a malicious intent.
Yeah, that was an accident. You weren't like throwing me under the bus or anything.
Okay, well, I've got an example of what happened with PewDiePie when he was attacked by the Wall Street Journal. Jacksepticeye, if you guys don't know who that is, PewDiePie shouted him out in like 2013 and basically changed this dude's life. Like, he blew him up. Like, the dude has like 10 million or more subscribers now. He's up there. He's like a huge guy, and it all was because PewDiePie shouted him out. So the whole Wall Street Journal thing comes out, and Jacksepticeye like waits a day or two, and then he makes a video basically throwing PewDiePie under the bus, like it's his fault and all kinds of shit, like just kind of backstabs him.
I watched that video. Really, I mean, it wasn't terrible. He was more he said it was a joke, but a joke that he wouldn't ever say or something like that.
He said like 4 or 5 things that kind of incriminated that PewDiePie was in the wrong with. It validated Wall Street Journal attacking him. That, Kyle, that's like, I mean, that's like saying that I'm 20 years old and you say, hey, come work with me at the website and we're going to get you a job. And then 15 years later, because you brought me in there, I'm a multimillionaire. And then I'm not, I wouldn't even care if you were right or wrong to a degree. You have your bro's back.
Yeah, he shouldn't even made a video about it.
This dude changed his fucking life. PewDiePie made him a millionaire. Made him a millionaire. He's a millionaire because of PewDiePie. Plain and simple. You have his back.
It would be like us. Yeah. It would be like us when Kyle says something minorly offensive on this show, and maybe someone gets mad, and then us going on Twitter and being like, "We don't condone Kyle's words. We will be replacing
isn't that
him
the
next
dude that
episode."
fucking like yells and shit? I can't.
Yes,
fucking
he's Irish.
Stand that guy. I'm always like trying to look at like new games and stuff, and for some reason when it's like a Steam game, like his name always comes up, and I just want to watch gameplay. And it's just a fucking goon just yelling, and his weird accent.
Oh, the VR guy?
Yeah.
The VR guy? You were watching one of those the other day, and I was like,
I was about ready to just fucking kill myself. And I would click on a different one. It's the same motherfucker.
But yeah, I mean, to me, that's the ultimate kind of throwing under the bus, backstab. But
well, yeah, just
anyway,
the story just kind of reminded me of our situation at a very smaller scale. But like, yeah, I just pulled up his apology thing, and just the third line here was his joke a tweet? Sure, but that doesn't make it okay. Context is important. It's just like, come on, dude. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Regardless if he's pandering around. Once again, it goes back to the fact that this dude changed your life on every level. You have his fucking back, or you don't say it.
Yeah, why do you even make a video?
He could have just been quiet about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I just got an ad for NyQuil, Kyle.
Really?
Yeah, I
Told you.
swear. I'm pulling up my question of the day, and I just got an ad for NyQuil.
Oh shit!
They're
The
listening.
NSA's listening to our recording. Okay.
I just screenshotted it 'cause that's fucking funny.
God.
All right, my question. Sorry. Here's my question. Pulling it up. This is another one sorry, guys. Pulling it up still. Here it is. Okay, yeah. This is a straight from Reddit. Someone actually linked it to me, but it was it's pretty funny. It's what's the pettiest reason you've ever broken up with somebody? Again, this is straight from Reddit. This is not my personal thought. Someone actually tweeted it to me, and I'll shout them out later if I can find it.
I'm gonna reverse I'm gonna reverse it, and I got dumped because in 6th grade I got a girl a ring, and I told her it was $100 ring, and it was a $10 ring at Walmart, and it turned her finger green, so she dumped me.
Oh shit! She caught. Oh man.
Yeah. I got busted out.
What was the question? I was looking at this fucking faggot, but yeah, what was the question?
The question is, what is the pettiest reason you've ever broken up with somebody? But you can also take it Jimmy's route, which is got dumped, that's actually really
I thought we
funny.
already had this question or talked about it. We talked about because I remember. So. Well, I guess I would just break up. I would just break up with girls, so I didn't want to get them birthday presents. So just right before their birthday.
Oh yeah, no, we talked about that.
Would you ask them out? Would you ask them out after their birthday? Again?
They'd cry and shit, and I'd be like, "I'm out."
Going birds.
I'll go with Jimmy's route. It's not really a petty thing. It was just that I didn't really give a shit. Like the girl I was dating just texted me. I was like, we should probably break up now. I was like, all right, cool. Later. Didn't even fight for it. I was like, all right, so I agree.
Colby?
Mine was really stupid now that I look back at it. But this girl in high school, she was a twin. They were both super hot. They were younger than me. But for some reason, they were like those inseparable twins. Like no matter what, they always had to be together.
So you were going out with both of them?
Yeah. And it was always weird because I would bring friends all the time on these double dates, but she had a specific type, and I couldn't find the fucking one. And so I got sick of it. And even though she was super hot, one day I was just like, I can't do this anymore, and it's because of your sister. And yeah, she ended up getting even hotter, and I fucked that up. She ended up marrying some guy from Tahoma, Kyle. Ooh. I don't remember, but yeah, small world. That was my story. Pettiest breakup was because she had a twin sister.
That was kind of a weak question, Colby.
Well,
you've been bringing the heat lately, and that one was kind of
I pulled that one from a suggestion pile because
it wasn't unique. You
he went to Reddit. Well, actually, Reddit has some pretty good questions usually.
I'll have a better
one.
All right,
Burns, let's get into some life advice. Burns said the inbox has been filling up.
Oh yeah,
lately.
we've been getting a lot of questions. It's hard to pick some. We got some good ones this week. This is our life advice section. We're not responsible for your actions that you take based on the content of this segment, but we are 100% verified therapists, sort of.
Kind of, not really. And you guys can email. You can email and always give us as much context as you can, whether that be pictures, stuff like that. Not weird shit, but just help us be able to grasp the story and the question or whatever it is. The more
we got to put ourselves enough so we can put ourselves in your shoes.
Exactly, but also keep it not in SFW as well. Just you got it. Anyway,
all right.
Unless you're 18 and hot.
Yeah, the first question here. Both of them are 19 years old, so no problems here.
Ding ding ding.
Dibs
ding,
on
ding.
both.
He already knows.
They're both boys.
He already knows what Kyle's answer is going to be, so he's looking for Jimmy, mine, and Colby's. But Kyle can always
You're so predictable, Kyle.
Insert his opinion into this. So this guy has been in a relationship that just hit 1 year. So he hit a milestone.
Fuck yeah, congratulations, run. Sorry. Go ahead.
So his girlfriend is on the pill, so he never uses a condom. And he says,
Hell
Kyle, you're right. It feels 1 million times better. But he knows that the pill does not protect from STDs. Am I being foolish for not using a condom more often? It's been 12 months, and they only used a condom 2 times.
Well, it's too late in the game to be worried about that.
Okay, you're a fool. You're a fool. Hold on. You're a fool for asking this after a year.
What the fuck is she? Who is she doing that has you worried?
That's what I was gonna say. Is she fucking someone else?
I mean, why would you ask this after 12 months, buddy? Why would you not ask
maybe
this?
He's asking the question, how do I find out how my girlfriend is cheating on me? Well, if you're concerned about STDs, go get tested together. And if she comes back with some gross shit, and it's time to bail.
And you don't have
No,
that
hold
gross
on.
shit.
If you've already committed to 12 months and she had some gross shit 12 months ago,
Yeah, you
got to
already
ride
got
it out now, bro. You already
It's
got
dormant in your dick, dog.
Yeah,
you're not getting rid of it.
Here it is. He probably
That's going to be a PTFO quote right there. It's dormant your dick, dog.
I'm gonna say
PDD.
I would bet that this guy most certainly has HPV because almost everyone has it. It's like 50% of the population.
Guilty.
So
What the fuck is HPV?
herpes.
Oh, herpes.
Everybody has herpes?
Well, HPV, yeah, it usually lays dormant in guys. You never really even know about it unless you
okay.
get tested for it. Like if you get an STD test, they won't even test for herpes. Basically,
Wow.
almost everyone has it.
So what is his question?
He
I
just
don't
wants
understand
to know.
it.
He just wants to know. Should he start wrapping it up?
No, fuck no. You're already committed 12
Well,
months.
you stupid ass
Well,
question.
he should say we're together for 12 months. I think it's time we take the step and we go get tested together.
No,
maybe-
fuck no. Kyle, roast this guy
Why get
now.
tested now? And I mean, if it's love, man, you guys both got it. Ride it out together.
But Burns thinks there's an underlying thing here
Maybe-
where he may be trying to find out
Yeah,
she's
maybe
cheating
she's
on it.
cheating on him. He's not so sure. So that's why I say go get tested together. If she's got HIV and she didn't tell you, she goes to jail for murder, attempted murder.
Seriously?
Yeah, if you don't tell someone you have HIV and you have sex with them, unprotected sex.
Yeah, some girl
that's
got
attempt-
26
that's
counts
attempted
of it.
murder.
Holy shit. I did not know that. That's crazy. Then he does need to go get tested.
Yeah, go get your shit tested, man.
Yeah.
Well,
go get your shit tested.
Get your dick tested, not your shit tested.
Well, you know what I mean.
And make her
Just
get
kidding.
tested too.
Yeah,
And
go
let
get
us
tested
know.
together. Make it like a romantic
Follow
date.
up email.
Yeah, we need a follow-up
Follow-up
email.
email.
Go to the doctor, get yourself tested together.
But don't, if it's weird though, don't throw away a good relationship because dude, you're getting free ass right now, man. Don't go to a
When in
brothel.
doubt, eat her out.
Free condomless ass as well. All right, next question.
All right. This is an interesting question. This guy is 22 years old. He just finished trade school, and he's been thinking that he might be gay. He's not sure about it.
What's his trade? Hold on. What trade?
He doesn't say. He just
Construction,
said,
carpenter,
I don't know,
electrician?
He just says trade.
Interior
school.
design.
Sounds
He's
like he might have
thinking-
been in beauty school.
He's thinking that every time he watches porn and sees a dick, it doesn't turn him off. So he's thinking he might be gay. I don't know why. Like seeing an erect penis in a porn.
Yeah, and when I watch porn, I want a fat ass dick inside that girl. I don't want a little. I don't want a little baby
BBC,
dick.
man. Yeah. That interracial, a bounty.
I get turned off when I see a small dick.
Okay, what's the
All right,
question?
so he was scared to tell anyone, but he asked his stepmom about it, like if he could possibly be gay.
Oh, that's great.
And she's so all right. So I think that he's a virgin. I think that he might be a virgin here because she's willing to help him find out. He says his stepmom is
Whoa,
He touched her titties.
Oh,
This is a porno. I'll help you out. And she starts giving him a blowjob on the couch. And then I've seen this episode. All right, keep going.
So he says his stepmom is pretty attractive. So he's thinking he might be bisexual, maybe. So he's asking, should he bang his stepmom and risk his dad finding out?
Yes.
Yeah, I say go for it, man.
How did we go from he likes dicks to banging his stepmom?
He's not sure if he's gay or not, so his stepmom wants to help him find out. So he thinks
This is
maybe
the
he's
quickest yes of my life. Yes.
Jimmy, do you understand the question? He thinks he might be gay, but he is attracted to his stepmom, so maybe he's bisexual. He's trying to figure out his sexuality here, Jimmy. Be a little more sensitive.
I get what you're saying, but wouldn't he need to take like a dick up the ass to find out if he's gay?
I mean, it's like the Office episode where Andy thinks he might be gay, and Jim just says, "Well, then you have to have sex with a woman, and then a man, and then compare."
Yeah.
That's my advice. Have sex with a woman, and then
so
have sex
this
with a
would
man.
just be part one. He needs to have sex with a woman, but that's going to fuck stuff up if it's his stepmom. And then he would also need to go follow up with a man, I guess.
So his dad?
No, not his dad. I honestly, I think this is fake. I think, like Colby said, dude watched a porn, and he said, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a story, and I'm going to email the guys at PTFO. That's what I think happened here.
No, I think he's
The
being for
only
real.
way to solve it is a proof selfie with mom.
All we got out of this email was that Kyle likes fat cock.
I watch porn I want just good ass pounding with a big fucking juicy dick. Who doesn't? You don't want a little. It's always weird with a little worm dick guy.
Hey, remember that?
Which hangover is it? Where he thinks it's a shiitake mushroom, and it's dude's dick.
Oh,
They're
Chang.
Chang.
Chow. Sorry.
Yeah,
that
he
was
licks
racist.
it. He's like, yeah, that's definitely shiitake.
He flicks it. He flicks his
Yeah.
dick.
No, he licks it, dude.
It was lick. You're right. It was
He
lick.
sticks his tongue to it. Anyway, you got time for one more?
I got one more. This was kind of a confusing question. I had to read it like several times to figure out what the
Every question you've asked has been confusing.
Yeah, well, I had to read this one to figure out what the fuck he was talking about.
So you
So
picked
his
it?
name is Robbie. Yeah, of course I did. I figured out what he was talking about. So Robbie is 18, and he was recently kicked out of his grandparents' house for quote-unquote being gay and playing satanic video games. Whatever the fuck that means.
It's probably Call of Duty.
So he was forced to move back in with his whore of a mom. Literally, she is a whore. She goes to random hotel rooms and has sex for money. And he's been woken up multiple times with loud moaning from fucking the next door neighbor. But the next door neighbor has a girlfriend and a kid with his girlfriend. He doesn't want to be a snitch and tell his girlfriend about it. What should he do?
Kill him. This
Go
is
bang the
fucked up,
girlfriend.
man. What's going on? It's too intricate, man.
These are supposed to be simple.
Is this too complicated of a question for you? His mom is a whore. She's having sex with the next door neighbor who has a girlfriend and a child. Should he tell the girlfriend about this?
He's gay
he needs
too,
to
right?
introduce
And he's gay?
He needs to introduce his mom to Mormonism. That's step one. And then he needs to go. I don't know.
to
I don't know the
church.
answer.
Wait, so he's gay, right?
I don't know. I think he's just been accused of being gay.
No, his grandparents said he was gay and satanic.
So probably just like a super fundamentalist Christian family who thinks like anything out of the normal is gay. So
Look, I'm going to take a Burns route on this. Dude, your life's fucked up. Move. If you're an adult, just move. Get out of there. Get away from all those people. Shit's fucked up. There's not going to be, you're going to put Band-Aids on stuff. It's not going to fix it. Just get out. If your mom's like a legit whore, like she's getting paid to do that, she's not going to change. That's what she's doing. So just leave. Go.
But I'm thinking
Go
maybe
far away.
he could hook us up with some heroin because usually these people have lots of good drugs. So maybe he wants
Go
to
to
hook us up.
Utah.
No,
Go to
man, you
Utah.
don't want to go to Utah. I don't know. Find a
No,
way
don't
to
go
get
to
the
Utah.
fuck out of there. Actually, you should ruin their lives before you leave, since they obviously ruined yours.
Jerk off and take work off, son. That's my philosophy.
Dude, you're on fire today. Jerk off and take work up. Eat her out when
I'm
in
gonna make
town.
that a shirt.
Oh my
I'm
god!
gonna create it right now.
Hey, write down the other one that you said too. Fuck, what was it? When in doubt, eat her out. My advice to this dude is, like I'm going with Jimmy here, but on the way out, burn everything down with you. Go have sex with the neighbor after you tell her about her mom banging the boyfriend. Then go back to your grandparents' house, burn the place down. Not with them in it. That's murder. Burn it down and get out of there.
Wow.
What, Jimmy? We're on the same page, man. I agreed with you.
No, I'm just wowing about the question.
Have your mom.
I thought you were wild.
Here's
These were
what you
good
need to
questions
do.
this week.
Have your mom say, "Hey, mom, we got this is illegal. What you're doing? You can't be just being a fucking hoe out there and getting paid. That's illegal. Let's take this.
What
let's
would
take
Jesus
this the
do?
legal route, moms. How about you start a porn career? I'll be your manager.
Boom.
There you go.
Family
Compromise.
business.
Gotta go
Family
for the
business.
compromise.
That's called turning a lemon into lemonade, Kyle.
So
I like
now
it.
her son is her pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legal
Fuck
pimp.
yeah, that's
Legal
the
pimp.
answer.
Legal
that's
pimp.
the answer.
You got to get some
There's
of
his
this.
answer.
Why is he not getting any money on the side here? He
should be getting his manager fee.
Yeah, he should be getting that pimp fee.
Guys,
There you go, buddy.
We
There's
took
your
it.
answer. You need to incorporate, and you need to be the talent manager for your mom's vagina.
Yeah.
I already got a business
It took
name
us a
for
little
you.
while to get to that answer. We had to circle it a little bit.
We got it.
Here's
It's
the name
time for
for
the
you.
wrap up.
Bang My Mom LLC. That's the business name for you.
Hey, that's probably taken.
All right, let me pull the wrap up.
Kyle, what should they do right now before they listen to Colby's wrap
Hey, listen up, signs. Go on over to iTunes. This is 4 grown-ass men doing a podcast. We got bills, we got thrills, son. You know what I'm saying? And go over to iTunes. Leave us a review. Why are we going to leave a review, Kyle? Well, one, we give an opportunity to read your comment from the review on the show. That's kind of cool. But also, that's our main platform that we're trying to grow. When we grow that platform, we get bigger and better revenue opportunities. These revenue opportunities fuel the show. And I know you guys probably don't like talking about money and all, but like I said, we're grown fucking men. We need money to survive. We want to keep doing the show, and for us to put our time and efforts into the show, which we do have a plan for a bigger and better thing that we're all talking about. But yeah, we need those reviews. We need those ratings. We need exposure. And that's what going over there and giving the reviews and ratings do, is they give us more exposure. More people want to get on our dicks for ads and stuff. And the show continues.
And that's real talk. You're not going to hear other podcasts tell you that shit, but that's the truth. And Burns has some really, really expensive habits.
I do not have any expensive habits, dude. I don't spend money on shit.
I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
Minnesota Burns is a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, Kyle.
All right, playing the beat. I took her out, it was a Friday night, we feeling right, vodka soda, feel it up, the shit is tight, I think I might be getting lucky, one and done, I'm like I'm at Kentucky, sucky, sticking fluffy, rapper makes her wanna touch me. Next week, we hitting 22 dimes, like Playboy bunnies, making money from being funny, Betty White, all the gummies in their tummies. That's all we got today. Make it short and simple. Peace.
Go leave us an iTunes review, and we may have some kind of cool something announcement in the future. Who knows?
Finger your kitty cat to the cat game.
Jesus is
I'm
fake.
the greatest rapper in the rap game.
God doesn't
Jesus
exist.
is fake. God hates you.
Women are less than men. Keep that in there.
God damn it, Kyle.
Keep that in there.
Bye.